Coming into Clemson as a freshman, it did not occur to many of us how Clemson's founding took place. A handful of us knew about the military and agricultural foundings, but not much more after that.
Over the course of the past few weeks, we have learned to what extent Clemson students knew about the university's past history. Let's see what they had to say.
Okay.
My name's Itzy. I'm a biology and psych double major with a Spanish minor, and I'm a freshman.
I'm Abby Engelette. I'm a freshman sport communication major from Greenville, South Carolina.
My name is Brianna Wallace. I'm an architecture major and I'm a freshman here at Clemson.
My name is Jack Agnew. I'm a finance major and I'm currently a freshman at Clemson University.
Do you know who Tillman Hall was named after?
The guy whose last name was Tillman.
No.
I don't actually.
Tillman Hall is named after Benjamin Tillman.
Benjamin Ryan Tillman was a U.S. Senator and South Carolina governor. His family owned 86 slaves, and he usually helped his mom maintain the plantation and inn.
John C. Calhoun was the founder of Clemson, but do you know what else he was known for?
I honestly don't know.
Something in Washington. I remember it was like Secretary of State, maybe? Or no. He did something with agriculture. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I can't really remember everything, but he definitely did politics. I remember that.
I know he's got like a lot of really awful things associated with his name.
He was a United States Senator and I believe a vice presidential candidate. Is that correct?
John C. Calhoun was the founder of Clemson University, built on his Fort Hill plantation land. He was a prominent statesman and spokesperson for the slavery plantation system and white supremacy. He was a renowned leader for voices that wanted to secure the institution of slavery in the U.S., and he served as vice president during 2 terms, and he advocated for war against racism.
Up until 1955, what kind of school was Clemson University?
A military school. You know that much.
An all-men military school.
Was it a military college?
Was it a military school?
Correct.
Clemson formally opened its doors in 1893 as an all-male military cadet school. It wasn't until 1955 that it opened its doors for civilian students.
Would you prefer to learn about history through a CU 1000 section or a day where classes are canceled and we are required to go to a presentation?
Oh, definitely the latter, because I feel like CU 1000, everyone is just trying to like get through it and like isn't really like actually soaking up the information because you have so many other classes to go to, other prior commitments, what have you.
The day where classes are canceled and everyone gets to learn about it.
I think classes canceled would be more effective because it would force kids to actually learn rather than just clicking through videos.
A week or so before the day of the presentations, students will be emailed a time and place that they will be required to go on that day. They will check in with their student IDs, and any student who does not attend, including those who are excused, will be sent a required online class that goes over Clemson's history. Students who attend will get the opportunity to hear all about Clemson's history, dating all the way back to its founding up through now from credible sources. When students are not attending their session, the university can set up activities such as games, food, and historical tours, and more for all of our students and visitors to enjoy. Therefore, it is not just a required lecture on Clemson's past, but more of a celebration of it and how far we've come.
Clearly, Clemson students are lacking when it comes to basic knowledge of this university, whether it be the man who founded it, the groups that built it, or the people whose names are plastered on buildings all across campus. Our students are clueless when it comes to these important facts. Every current student or alumni who has chosen to attend Clemson has done so for a reason, whether they chose it because of the family environment, beautiful landscape, or of course the contagious atmosphere during football season. There are so many reasons why we have all chosen to call Clemson University our home. And while we, as well as many others, are proud to call Clemson our home, we also need to accept the fact that it has a rocky history that is often forgotten about. Part of being a part of the Clemson family is knowing where it started and how it has been built up throughout time. But how can we know about those things when none of our students have the ability to be informed of it? Think back to all of your time at Clemson, starting with your very first visit, maybe junior or senior year of high school, then with freshman orientation last summer, and all the way through your freshman year here. What were you told about Clemson's history? Most students have said that all they ever learned about our history was a brief synopsis of how we started off as an all-male military institution. But what about before that? Nobody ever told us about the founding of our university, and we think it's important that all students get the opportunity to know the full story. We propose that Clemson hosts an annual presentation to celebrate our background and fascinating history. Every student will be required to attend so that they can learn a bit more about Clemson's mysterious and often hidden past. Not only will this allow for our students to actually have a clear understanding of where their school came from, but it will also allow for students, faculty, and alumni alike to have a day to honor this beautiful university and all the work that was put into building it up. This proposed event would consist of one full day out of the year with no classes for students to sit in on a handful of mandatory lectures regarding Clemson's past, as well as lectures on inclusion and being an accepting community. By listening to different credible speakers, the hope would be that Clemson students of all years would continually be able to learn about the university they attend and how to continuously better it. By the conclusion of the lecture series, students would be made further aware of the necessity for inclusion not only on campus, but in the world altogether. While there are many different ways that we can inform Clemson students on our university's history, this idea allows us not only to learn about our past, but to celebrate our progress as well. There is so much rich history in these hills, but rather than learning about it, we have chosen to sweep it under the rug. Instead of forgetting about our history and progress, we need to celebrate it. We must commemorate those who built it and honor how far we've come, and this day of history and learning will allow us to do so.